Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. It's a good place to start. That might seem like we're in a bit of a hole. Yeah, let's put it into some context. Because maybe there's a way out of this hole. Ooh, aha, Lover's card. Decisions, commitments, right? How are we getting out of this hole? Let's see what we've got here. We've got the Star, Four of Pentacles, Princess of Cups, the Fool. Look at that. And the Devil card. Okay, all right. Five of Cups and a Knight of Cups. Something's changing here. I got to say that. I think that your path, or what you consider to be your destiny, is changing. I think that I got to calm down. There's a new influence on what you're committing yourself to. I feel like there's new data coming in, right? That might lead you to make some changes in your commitments. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it over here. We're going to put tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right. Let's get started. We've got our major. We've got a lot of major arcana. All right. A lot of major arcana. We've got no fire. No fire. The fire, I think, is implied in this Devil card. This is the cardinal earth energy, the Capricorn energy, the fire of earth, right? Is the ambition that we need. And this card's in the position of the environment. So this is saying that, look, we need to have some fire. It's time to get fired up. It's time to get ambitious here. We've got water. Don't have any air energy either. The air energy we have, interestingly enough, is, well, all of these. All of these cards are air. Okay. The Aquarius energy with the Star, the Destiny. This was the certainty we thought we had about our life. Now we've got the Lover's energy. This is Gemini energy. This is air. This is saying that maybe we need to reevaluate our commitments. And the Fool energy here does not want any commitments. This is pure air energy, wants to be left alone to just expand and do its thing. So there's a bit of a conundrum here. We're in a bit of a pickle, right? These three cards are, this is the issue, right? This is certainty, commitment. This is destiny. This is a path. This, the Fool, this is no path, or every path, right? This is the Tao. This is just kind of everything all at once. And then there is the space between. There's the commitment. There's the choice between the two. And I think the solution literally lies right in the middle with that Lover's energy, right? Just reevaluating what our commitments are. If this commitment isn't for us, doesn't mean we're going Fool, right? It's not either or. This is kind of a false dichotomy here that we're setting up for ourselves. And that's not the way out of this hole. Okay? The way out of the hole is not necessarily by relinquishing the star and choosing the Fool, but it could be that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at, well, this choice that I made, what I thought was my destiny, obviously I was wrong. So now I'm just going to go completely Fool. I'm going to it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter what road I choose. And in some way, both of these are correct. You do have a destiny. Your goal, your life is determined. At the same time, there's free will. There's no determinism. There's no path. It's chaos, right? It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. So I think with this, well, let's look at the Seven of Pentacles first. There's something that you've been working on that hasn't been working, right? It could be a relationship, could be a business, could be just life, right? You're in a hole. It could be a financial hole. It could be a spiritual hole. We need to climb out of this hole in order to get back to, like, the level ground, right? This is a car that's kind of below sea level. We've got to get up to the flat land so that we can kind of see what's around and we can choose a direction. We can figure out what to do. So the first thing is to climb out of the hole. And for that, we need to get fired up. We need this goat energy. We need this devil energy. And I think really the way that we're going to do that is by paying attention to our dreams, our fantasies, our daydreams, our visions, our epiphanies, our revelations, the signs and symbols and synchronicities that are coming into your life in full force now. This is the new moon, okay? And the new moon, while it doesn't reflect any solar light, it's reflecting that light that is beyond eyesight. It appears as darkness, right? The dream light, the dream world, that kind of deeper spiritual energy. That's what you have to pay attention to. The sun is not here right now, right? We don't get that reflected sunlight to illumine the darkness. A full moon, you might as well have a street light on outside. It seems pretty bright out here. But during a new moon, it's dark, right? And that's the key to this. Because it's in this darkness that we're perceiving things as being in a hole. It seems like we're surrounded by darkness. It must mean that we're in a hole. But following our dreams and paying attention to this darkness and picking shapes and symbols and faces out of that darkness might give us some clues as to what is really here. In the full light of the sun, it's maybe not the hole we think it is, right? And it's very interesting because we have Saturn here and we have the sun here. It's kind of that Saturnian light, right? It's the light behind the sun, the darkness that is the infinite light behind the visible light that we can perceive. And I think what we're looking for is that visible light certainty. We're looking to see things. Okay, now I understand it. I can see it with my eyes. Things are improving, things are growing, and we're in a good spot. That's what we want, but that's not what we're getting, right? We're getting the dark light, right? The darkness behind the sun. And this, I think, is leading you to a deeper, not understanding, but just a perception, even an awareness that there's something deeper going on in you. There's a reason why this seems like failure. The key word for this card, failure. Why does it feel like a failure? Why does it seem like this didn't work? And I think it's because we're wrong about what we perceive to be our destiny. Now, we're talking about the sun and the reflected, the solar light that's reflected by the moon, right? Well, during a new moon, you don't get that reflected light. And the sun is essentially a star, and it gives us the clarity that we want. So we're able to perceive something other than difficult to explain. We're able to perceive something that is more more unconscious, more part of our own kind of shadow energy. Okay? And I think it's revealing to you that your path is not what you thought it was. It's a very roundabout way to say that, right? But I wanted to put an emphasis on the perception, right? This is what we perceive that we want. See, even this card too, both of these. It's the sun, right? Sun in Capricorn, sun in Virgo. It's this is what we perceive consciously that we want. And yeah, that's what we want during the, when the moon is full, when we can perceive the destiny, the spiritual light, when we can see it reflected at us. Yes, we can. This is what we want. But if you look at your unconscious, if you look at your dreams, if you look at this shadow side of yourself, if you look around this hole that you're in, you may realize that you want something else. That this might not be what you want. Okay? And it all comes down to commitment, to a choice. And following this darkness is not necessarily going to lead you to any kind of stability or growth. Right? So why would you take this path? There's a deeper mystery here. This is, I didn't think this reading would take the form that it's taken, but I feel as if there is something deeper in you that you want, or that you need, or that you wish to pursue, that isn't just the kind of typical safety, security, stability, food, water, shelter of most people. Your needs are different, right? So this hole that you perceive yourself to be in, it feels like a hole because it's not really what you want. Now the Four, for instance, the Four of Pentacles, this is the house, the car, the 2.5 kids, the white picket fence, all this thing. You don't want that. At least not fully. Right? Maybe that is, yes, a kind of conscious desire. This is the stability in the physical world that we all kind of want. We all want a home, safety, shelter, right? Some money, a way to survive, But I think there's a part of you that really doesn't want this, or is willing to set that aside for the time being anyway, to find something deeper, more meaningful. You want to perceive that light behind the sun. Yeah, the sun's good, but I want to know what's behind it, right? You want to look behind the curtain, so to speak. And maybe that is really, maybe that is the Fool. Maybe this is the man behind the curtain, the person behind the curtain. Maybe this is the exact opposite of the kind of restraint, restriction, the kind of expected, predictable routine humdrum of this. Right? These are completely like taboo desires, kind of unrealized, unprocessed energy. Maybe we'll put the Fool up here with this one. See, look at the contrast here. We go from this expected destiny, and yeah, it's a cautious, careful life, very predictable, very routine, safe. But then we go into the dream world, and it's dark, it's uncertain. We don't know where we are. We don't know if this is a hole or the top of a hill. But there's freedom there. There's no structure around. There's no safety, but there's no restraint. This is pretty crazy to me, right? And it is all about that choice. It comes down to this lover's energy, right? Which do you choose? Can we choose both? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. This is the strangest reading that I've ever had. goat energy, the devil energy here, says that it is time to do something. This is the card that's in the position of your environment. It's time to get ambitious. It's time to get fired up and do something. Otherwise, you're just going to feel like you're in a hole. All right? There's no movement. There's no climbing up out of the hole. There's no walking around. It's just a tiny little hole. So it's time to do something. And the goat really is climbing. Maybe he doesn't realize it's in a hole. It's climbing up to the surface. Maybe it's at the top of a hill, right? We don't know. The point is, it's going to just start climbing. It's going to get fired up. It's going to get mad. It's going to get ambitious. It's going to get creative, right? Because ultimately what we don't want is disappointment. 5 of Cups. We don't want to feel the wasted life. We don't want to feel that we missed the shot to find out what the mystery was all about, right? Feel like we had the chance to meet the wizard, right? But we were too afraid to peek behind the curtain. And that's a disappointment. This is a life that's unlived. This is the regret that we lived an unfulfilling life, right? Now, I don't want you to assume that the tarot is telling you that you've got to abandon your life, quit your job, leave your family. No. It's mostly about the realization that we have desires beyond this one, that we have this deeper mystery, this deeper part of ourselves that wants something that's not mainstream, that's not typical, that's not expected, right? This is our daytime life. This is our nighttime life, right? And it's about the choice. It's not about the choice of one or the other, but it's in every moment. Are we choosing to find more and more ways, however we have to, however we can, choose to live a life that is fulfilled and not full of regret? It's every moment. It's not. This is a false dichotomy. You don't have to pick one or the other. It's a both. It's an in-between. It's a sometimes this, sometimes that, right? Now, the end of everything is this Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is pretty cool because this is now, this card's all about the giving and receiving. Right? This is, it's kind of like saying what you experience in your dreams you can take back to your daily life. What you find in your daily life is useful in your dream life. It's a give and a take. It's a sharing. It's an exchange of ideas. It's a sharing of the different kinds of information, the exchange of data, right? So I don't think it really is about splitting these off into two, but it's just about incorporating this other side of it. And then having the exchange, having the ability to flow in between these two, right? That's what we have to choose. That's what we have to commit to avoid the 5 of Cups. We need that in order to do that. This is it right here. This is the strangest reading I've ever had. But I like it. And now I would like to look at the mystery card. Let's see what this card is. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I have no idea about this one. Maybe since we have the Fool, we'll have the universe, right? The world. Which could be really this kind of integration, a wholeness. Yeah. A 6 would be good because then it's kind of like above and below or combined in harmony with each other, right? It's not one or the other, but a combination. So I would take either the world or a 6 of anything. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's your power card. This is the Libra card. This is justice, adjustment. This is the idea that both halves are quite crucial to the whole. This is the above and the below in balance, in proportion, right? It's not to say it's always even, but when it starts to tip one way, we got to bring it back the other way. It's about adjusting. It's not about perfect equality, perfect equilibrium at all times. Life doesn't work that way. You're leaning too far into the material world, lean a little bit over to the spiritual world. Living too much in the daylight, go enjoy the night. Constantly striving for balance, and that means constantly assessing our course and making little corrections, little adjustments. Yeah. I like this very much, your power card. I should have guessed this one. See? Should have. Should have gone with my intuition there. I like this. I like this very much. We're going to do an extended reading too. And if you want to stick around, click on the link that's up in the corner or down in the description box. All right. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Libra, but for all signs. Cross-watch, check your other placements, maybe check. Well, you could watch the Aquarius reading, the Gemini reading, the Capricorn reading, the Cancer reading. I think they would all be beneficial. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Just come back and see me again tomorrow. All right, you can come every day. It doesn't matter what sign it is. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Right? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out the channel. It's good for the channel here. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.